Playing ground, Queen's Park Cricket Club, live for the Day 3 Barbados Pride versus the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. If you can give a recap of how this game has gone so far. If you remember, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, they won the toss, they elected to bat, they were all out for 172. In reply, the Barbados Pride, they got up to 279, and here in the second innings for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, they're 103. There's some 7 runs behind on first innings. But today's play, we look forward. It should be one of interest. I think the first session is going to be very integral as to the determination of this game. If I can tell you, the not-out batsmen for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, we have Captain Joshua De Silva, he's 17 not out, and Amir Django, he's 30 not out. If you recall, Django, he would have batted the first innings for a score of 93 not out. He came in at number 3, but he came in on after the first delivery. We have Vishal Mohan, he was out like before to Jason, he was out to Jason Mohammed on the first ball of play in that first day. So, the players have just made their way into the middle. You can see De Silva. I think he'll be the one to face first strike. And it will be Jason Holder who's going to pick up the ball in here from the north end or the media center end. This morning we have also with us none other than Kesrick Williams. Good morning, Kesrick.
Good morning to you, Andy. Such a great day here. Sun is out. Well, it's always been like that here in Trinidad and Tobago. The sun is out in all its glory. It's a good day for cricket. Skies are blue. No signs of any sort of rain or anything. The Barbados Pride looks energized. I passed a dressing room a while ago and there was a lot of laughter. So it seems like they're in good spirit. And who would doubt them to be in a good spirit? It's 100 for 3 on day 3.
Indeed, I think they've put up 2 good days showing. They would have won a few sessions. And I think they're very much cock-a-hoop. They think they have their noses ahead in this contest so far, Kesrick. Speaking to them yesterday evening, had a chat with Coach Vaspert Drates, and he was very cock-a-hoop. He think this team's got the ability to carry on and win this game. Obviously, he think the spinners are going to come into play at some point in the innings. But as it is this morning, we're starting with Jason Holder. He'll be bowling the first delivery to Josh De Silva.
After the conversation yesterday that I had with a couple of the players and coaches, not only of the Barbados team, the Trinidad team as well, they were a bit disappointed in terms of some of the decisions yesterday. And they were very straightforward in terms of the decision making from the umpire standpoint. And even though some of those decisions went in their favor, they were still saying that they think the umpiring should be better. So it's good to see in the spirit of cricket and also for the development of West Indies cricket, both teams agree that at this level, there should be better decision making when it comes to the umpiring part. And this is not coming from me or from Payne or from Colin here in the commentary box. It's coming from coaches in both teams. And not only in Trinidad and Barbados, also from other teams around the Caribbean.
Very useful points, Kesrick, as well, because yes, you're saying that if we want our cricket to continue to rise, we need to have all stakeholders to be on board, and we need them all to be in perfect working order. And if you're getting bad decisions, obviously, the players being the product, it could be affecting our cricket, because some of our better players getting bad decisions, it means they won't be in a position to go on.
Because at the end of the day, for our cricket to get better, I always say you need to fix 3 things. The cricket West Indies already fixed 1, which is the players contracting players. So they started the whole franchise system. So they're contracting players. They have implemented two teams, which is the CCC and the West Indies Academy. So which means there's more games. So more games, you would only get better standard. You would only get more cricket. More cricket you play, obviously the better you would get. So Cricket West Indies is doing their part. The other thing I think that need to be fixed is, one, the pitches that we play on, and two, the umpiring. Not hitting them, but we're all looking to develop West Indies cricket, and in order to do that, those three areas need to be fixed.
Can I agree with you more, Kesrit? As we see Jason Holder, he's been bowling now to left-handed Jangu. Good delivery that outside the off stump and going past the outside edge. So, Kesrit, after the first over this morning, the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force have moved up to 101 for 3. The deficit did trail by 6 runs. And as we continue to your points, Kesrit.
It's a good start. Not really surprised of the start when it comes to Jason Holder either. 8 overs, 12 runs, just picked up 1 wicket. But in terms of how he go about his business, always economical. There are a few times he may go for a little bit of runs, and those are the times when he usually try to go for a wicket for his team. So when that happens, you have to understand it, because he's then searching for a wicket for his team. As I always mention, there's always justifiable reason how he go about his cricket, plays his cricket. So a lot of things that he do is understandable. People on the outside may not understand it, but he always has a plan. It will not go to plan all the time. But if it's one young man that I know always have a plan in how he go forward doing things, it's Jason Holder.
Good point. Well, from the southern end, or the Berlar Pavilion end, it's going to be Jomel Warkin to pick up the attack. So it's no surprise that Craig Bradford is going to his more senior men, his most experienced players, and Jason Holder and Jomel Warkin.
Just a push from Joshua De Silva. I don't know, but I feel like, I don't know what bat Joshua De Silva is using, but yesterday I saw him just play a nice little push through extra cover, and it went for 4. And I didn't think that he even tried to hit it for 4, but he's really using some good bats here, Pete.
Yeah, his willows are really hidden. Many times these balls, it's just coming off them with immense power. The timing is good as well. But you can see a little bit more of an attack now as Django's coming to strike. If enforce a man at the leg slip position. Looks like Kevin Wickham. So we've got a slip, a leg slip, and a guy at that silly mid-on position for Warken bowling to Django.
So for those who just join us, Red Force is 102, still trailed by 5 runs, the wicket that they lost yesterday. Yannick Atley, another start again. And that's a good shot through the mid-wicket region. Would only be a singler, but yeah, Kijon Atley, another start again, 39. Just before he lost his wicket. I can remember you were saying that a lot of players get into the 30s, 20s pretty easily, and then they lose their wicket. But then he made 39 yesterday. Vakish Mahan never really looked like himself, what we saw against the Volcanoes. To me, it seems like Jason Holder have his number. And Jason Mohammed, just 2, lost his wicket yesterday to Jamel Warrican. But that's how it is so far. Trinidad and Tobago 102 for 3. Joshua De Silva at the crease and Amir Django doing the business. Jamel Warrican starting this morning along with Jason Holder.
Yep, and they've so far put the goal on a partnership of 41 runs, Kesrick.
That's well played. Down the ground. Pass Kevin Wickham. Was that somewhat a silly mid off? But Ahmed Django is really playing a good hand here for the Red Force, even in the first innings as well. Was really say he was the lone survivor. But then he got left out in the deep to drown. 93. End of another over, 104 for 3.
Yep.
A lot might say that yesterday that Ahmed Django is batting on another lifeline. Because yesterday, just before the close of play, that showed you could see every single player on Barbados team was really disappointed with that decision. As we mentioned from here, we're not saying that it was out, because it was hard to make that decision. But the reaction from Ahmed Django alone says a lot. Still didn't have that conversation with him yesterday after the game. I didn't see him. He was in the dressing room. But I'm definitely going to have that conversation with him today.
I think he was hiding from you deliberately. Guess right.
And I went to the dressing room as well.
As Jason Holder takes up the attack again from this northern end or the media center end. But yeah, but some of the decisions yesterday, and as we said rightfully, we had some chats with both teams, and again, like they said, it was just not the decisions they were want to see. Even though you said some of them were for, some were against, but they just want to have better umpiring decisions throughout for the sake of West Indies cricket. As Jason Holder makes his way again, ball into De Silva. Lovely flowing drive by De Silva. Work that one through the covers. Pick up 2. That's all it's going to be. Craig Braffett just had to trot around to pick it up from the middle of area. But rightfully so, Keswick. As you said, the stakeholders really need to come on board and make sure that we have all cylinders firing if we're going to have West Indies cricket back up and running to the standards that we expect it to be.
And if we need that to happen, we need to get businesses involved. And it doesn't have to be financially. We're playing that supportive role. Because there are a lot of players who may have jobs, especially with private sectors, and find it difficult to get time off to even train, time off to travel. So it is something that these private sectors, and even a lot of players, get issues, and they work with the government according to who's the boss. So this is something that I think governments around the Caribbean need to sit down with Cricket West Indies to find a way to get these private sectors or government to give leeway to at least players who are looking to further their career in cricket. And I'm not saying to give everybody, but there must be a few cricketers that you can pinpoint, that West Indies can pinpoint and say, we're looking at him for the future. So we need to send a letter to this company, this government, or wherever, to give these players a little bit a time to play their cricket. And that's a beautiful delivery. Jason Hall just operating wrong the line of that half stump. He's always very meticulous in terms of his line and length. His consistency over the years have earned him a lot of first-class wickets.
And as we said, Kedra, it's just that ability to be consistent and the patience that he shows. Jason. Good shot that there played by De Silva. Just getting over to the off stump and working that one down to fine leg for a single. So that completes yet another over. At the end of this over, the Red Force are 107 for 3. We have De Silva, he's on 23, and with him is Amir Django, who's on 31.
Well, the scores are level now. So Trinidad and Tobago Red Force have to start thinking now about a lead, and a lead that would be good to help out their bowlers to, or give their bowlers something to bowl to, because this Barbados lineup.
Okay.
And as soon as the scores are level, Jamel Warrican bowl a peach of a delivery, something that we have come accustomed to with Jamel Warrican picking up wickets at the right time, Payne.
Oh yes, Kesre, and what a big wicket it is. That's a good delivery. We saw De Silva just prodding forward at that one. That one spun and took the outside edge, and a lovely catch there by Shane Dorridge. Had a little bit of bounce on it as well. If you look at the replay here, yes, and a lovely catch that by Dorridge. So De Silva, he has to go. He's gone for 23. And the score 107 for 4, Kesre. As you were just saying, what would be required, or what would be a good score for them to post the ball in the fourth innings?
Well, he's gone now. He's gone for 23. A beautiful delivery from Jamel Warrican. Always find the wickets at the right time, Payne. And I've been saying this over and over. He is the man for Barbados' pride. He has been the man for years. And with Jason Holder, you would want to say that Jason Holder is a senior bowler, but he's really playing a supportive role here for Jamel Warrican. Because over the season this year, he has been picking up wickets consistently. He has now picked up 3 wickets for just 22 runs, 13 overs. Magnificent at the right time as well for Jamel Warrican. Picking up another wicket while the scores are actually leveled here.
And that's the perfect length, Kesret. As you know, we were talking yesterday about, you need to see them bring the batsman forward, especially on this type of surface. You want to bring his technique into play. You want to see him playing forward, prod his defense, pull his defense. And that was exactly what Jamel Warrican did on that occasion. He brought De Silva forward. He was uncertain about it, and the outside edge was taken, and a lovely catch that by Dorridge. So, yep, Jamel Warrican continues to prove what a tower he is at this level.
And that's what you want from your players at this level. Players that you can count on. And there's a lot of players in this Barbados Pride team that you can count on. There's a lot of match winners. And new match winners as well. So they're the experienced match winners in Jason Holder, Jamel Warrican, the skipper himself. And we're seeing new match winners now in Kevin Wickham. We're seeing that in Jonathan Jakes. Raymond Reefer is always there. He can win games for you with bat and ball. He have played a lot of his cricket for Guyana.
Well, the new batsman is that of Tion Webster, and he's out. He's gone the first delivery, a full delivery, striking it on the pads. He didn't get a long way forward there, Keswick, and the fingers going up. He's bowled, gone leg before wicket to Jamel Warrican. Tion Webster didn't add to the score, so as we said, the Barbados Pride, they're cock-a-hoop. Have a look at the replay again, Keswick.
No doubt there. Really, really a good decision. He didn't have to appeal there, I think. Jamel Warrican doing the job again. Another wicket has fallen. Tion Webster, the Centurion from the last game against the Windward Island Volcanoes, he's gone without scoring. Barbados look in charge of this game now.
That's very well bowled again there by Jamel Warrican. You can see him again, like I said, more in the fuller length. As you saw Webster trying to get forward, he missed it completely and struck on the pads. And like you said, that one was one of the easier decisions to have given. And again, more trouble it is for the Red Force. They found themselves now at 107 for 5, and they don't even have a lead ahead, Kesret. 5 wickets down.
Well, Imran Khan is walking out. Ahmed Django is still there. He has a lot of work to do to get these guys to a good score, a good lead. But looking at this now, the way how the Barbados Pride are playing, with a victory here now, it will bring a lot of twists to the table. It will actually open up the table. We know what's going on in Antigua with Windward Islands. As I look at the points table, Windward Island Volcanoes with 67.4 points, Leeward Islands with 64.2, Jamaica in third place, 50.2, Barbados 48.2. Now they have picked up wickets in the first innings with their fast bowlers, so that's more points. And they really played well in the first innings. They have picked up batting points as well in the first innings. So with an outright victory, I would only put them in a really good position up the table. Probably bring them to about third or so, because Leeward Islands is not doing bad. So after this run, Guyana would also go up the table. Leeward Islands, according to how that game finished, that might put them into first place. Windward Island may come down to about 4, because if a victory here from Barbados, they may go up to probably second or third. So it will bring a lot of changes to the table. It will open up the table. And with a Jason Holder in this squad, we never know if Kemar Roach may come back in the next round. Barbados looking really good. Only could imagine if a Shea Hope was in the squad.
You can imagine. As the new player came to the wicket, that of Imran Khan, he faced up to Warwicken. He's so far faced some 3 deliveries, which he's defended. Let's see Warwicken again. So what a good over that by Warwicken, as the Red Force close out this over at 107 for 5. But those 2 wickets by Warwicken and that over, the first 2 deliveries that he bowled, that's really pushed the Barbados Pride ahead there, Kesrick. As this Jason Holder, he's going to continue. It's bowled to Django. So Jason, as we said, continued to be by on target. Another good delivery. But this is the kind of start that the Barbados Pride would have wanted. As we spoke, Keswick, we said the first hour's play was going to be very integral. It could determine the result of this game. And even if we can have a result today. But those 2 wickets by Jamel Warwicken has really, really put the Pride in pride position, so to speak.
Just past Kevin Wickham at second slip. Well, the first slip, sorry. A fortuitous edge from Ahmed Django. Only if they had a second slip in place, it would have gone straight into the hands. Usually we'll have a Jamel Warwicken there, but he's at cover. Really good delivery from Jason Holder. Lifting delivery as well. Sort of caught him by surprise. Jason Holder looks disappointed, but I guess he wanted to have a second slip in place. But it's gone already. But it was a good delivery.
Good delivery indeed. And what was more impressive about it was the bunks that one had on it, Kesrick.
So far, so good. Just 4. The lead is just 4.
The Southern Lord appeal is dropping the pad, and he must go this time. That's Django, he's gone, like before to Jason Holder. He's playing back. Let's have a look at it. A little back on the back foot. And that one. Let's have a look at that one again.
Looks pretty close from here. I think it's a good decision. It was pitched in line. I think it would go on to hit the leg stump. So Amir Django have to go. The mainstay for the Red Force have to go. Amir Django is gone for 35. I mean, when you're in and you're losing wickets around you, it's kind of difficult because you're in the position, how should I approach the innings? But he's gone for 35. The score is 111 for 6. Jason Holder picking up another wicket, changing ends. The score right now, well, they just lead by 4, but it's 116 for 6. Carey Pair walks to the crease. Barbados should be proud of what they're doing here this morning.
They have only some 23 minutes of play so far for the morning, and they've picked up 3 wickets and 3 of the main players as well. So you had the captain in the silver, we had Webster, and now Django. He's gone. He's been the mainstay of the batting, as we said. He got some 93 not out in the first innings, and he's got to go here now. So the new batter looking to be paired. But the Pride, they're really cock a hoop here. 111 for 6. A lead only of 4 runs. Trinidad Tobago Red Force. This could be an early day.
As I mentioned when I came in, I saw the Barbados Pride warming up and everybody was laughing. They look happy. Now I can see why. It's always about the energy that you bring to the game. And they had some energy this morning at warm-up. So it's how you make that transition from warm-up to actually playing.
What's been good so far, Kesrick, about the Barbados bowling is that they've asked the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force players to play at the ball. So they've bring their defense into play. See yet another delivery by on target, Jason Holder, just asking questions.
He's bowling some really good errors. I'm not really surprised that he's hitting these errors. What I'm impressed with is the fact that he haven't played red ball cricket in a while. And the transition from red ball cricket, from white ball cricket back to red ball cricket, it shows his experience. That one pitching just outside the line of off stump. He didn't go up. He's the type of player, if I could remember clearly, I was having a conversation with Colin Murray about Joey Carew and some other players that have here who played West Indies cricket maybe 25 years ago or 20 years ago or so. They only go up when it's out. Jason Holder that time did not go up because he knew it was pitched outside the line of off stump. But that's the end of a successful over from Jason Holder. Score is 111 for 6.
Indeed, so what a start it is for the Pride. Good start for the Pride this morning. Captain Craig Bradford, like we said, he went to his 2 more experienced players in Jason Holder and Jamel Warrican, and they haven't disappointed him in any way. They've picked up wickets. Scoring haven't been rapid. As we said, the lead is only by 4 runs, and they should feel like they're really in stellar position now, as the 2 players at the middle will be all-rounders and probably Imran Khan and Carey Pierre, but the Pride, they'll be looking to dismiss and go further into this lower order of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. As Warrican, he'll continue. From that, the Joey Carew members in the Brian Lara Pavilion. Beaten Imran Khan, all ends up.
You must feel proud as a skipper when your senior players are doing the job for you. In Jamel Warrican and Jason Holder, finding the edge again. Lots of no and yes out there from Imran Khan and Carey Pair. They're not looking too comfortable at this point.
again.
Jamel Warrican have been doing a fantastic job this season. Well, and the thing about his bowling is that he doesn't really spin the ball much. But what he have to his game is him actually varying his pace, pulling back his length, going a tad slower, a tad fuller. That one just squeeze onto the offside, but no run. Straight to Shamar Holder, who is on the field.
McAllister is up.
Good work. Really good work from Shane Dorridge.
But what's impressive here, Kesrick, is that Warwick, he's making Can play at just about every delivery he's bowled. So he's got him thinking, he's got him guessing. This is good bowling by Warwick. So, as another over has come to an end, the Red Force, they're 111 for 6, but another testing over being bowled there by Jamel Warwick. He bowled it to Can, and he had him playing and missing some forward defensive. He just had one stroke up to cover, a little bit aerial. Didn't carry to the feeder. But all in all, it's been a good morning start by the Barbados Pride. And they should be happy as to where they've gone so far.
Well, if you're Barbadian and you're watching, if you're not happy this morning, then Jason Hall and Jamel Warrican are doing things to make you happy. You must be happy now. He has just implemented another feeler in the slip area in Jamel Warrican. He said Jamel Warrican just moved from cover. He's at second slip now. Just over the line of the off stump. Good left by Caripé. Still probing around the line of that off stump.
But that's what they've done so far. It's so good this morning. They've asked the batters to play at the deliveries, so they've bowled a little bit straighter and asking questions of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force.
Finding the edge of Caripé. May run away for 4. Good effort by Raymond Reefer, but it's still 4 runs. I think it's a fortuitous edge as well. Caripé.
I think it was Cumberbatch that was giving chase.
Hope he's not done any harm. He's probably limping now. He did bowl a really good spell in the first innings. Just his second game, and with the ball, I think he have been doing a good job. Still not seeing a lot with the bat. After hearing that he's an all-rounder, still want to see a lot more work done with the bat. But with the ball, he haven't been superb, but his debut against Jamaica is something that you should look at and be like, he has something that we can work with. He came into this game and he picked up 3 wickets in the first innings, so far so good. And he would not left the line of that off stump.
Yeah, he's been so good there that he's also brought in another slip to reinforce that cordon. So he's now got some 4 men behind there, Keswick. and he's continued to be on that line and immaculate length that he's been bowling throughout, Jason Holder.
Well, I really wouldn't mind him doing that because found the edge about 3 times or so from Carey Pear. One was wide of Kevin Wickham.
Another good delivery, that Jason Holder. But as you look around the field, you can see that energy that we spoke about from the Pride players. You can see Raymond Reefer there at the mid-wicket, just giving all his support to the team. And gesturing Jason Holder on. He's just asking his slip cordon to come a little bit wider. He's asking them all to come a little bit wider as he's going around the wicket now. Let's see what he's going to serve up here.
Just nipping away slightly. Not a lot of movement, but just enough. It's the end of another over. The score is 115 for 6.
Yep. So, good half an hour showing there by the Barbados Pride to start this third day of play. They've picked up some 3 wickets, 3 early wickets, and 3 integral wickets to captain Joshua De Silva. They've also gotten that of Tion Webster, who we said was a century maker in his previous game. That of Amir Jangu, who would have batted throughout in the first innings for some 93 runs, and he was the main scorer there today as well. But they all had to go. Good bowling between Jamel Warrican and the experienced Jason Holder. As we welcome for the first time this morning, none other than Colin Murray. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning to you, Andy, and good morning to all our viewers, wherever you may be, picking up this broadcast here from a very sunny Queen's Park Oval, as we've been having for the last month or so. Hot weather, blazing sunshine. And Trinidad Tobago Red Force really struggling at 115 for 6. And at one stage, they started the morning, Andy, at 100 for 3. They got to 107 for 3. And we were all thinking, well, what sort of lead would be acceptable, at least to give the bowlers an opportunity to get among the Barbados batsmen. But I think we're now saying if the game can at least last until after lunch, let's at least have lunch and watch some more cricket. And he's gone, caught there by McCaskey, and what a soft dismissal. Imran Khan just played forward. There's that man at silly point. It came off the outer part of the bat and just into the hands of McCaskey. He couldn't want an easier catch. He's taken some blinders at that forward short leg. Here, he's at a silly point more than anything else. And look at Khan. He just pushed forward nonchalantly and put it straight into the hands of McCaskey. I think they can't believe it, but Khan goes for his second nought, so he's not had a very good match. He's returned to the Trinidad Tobago team. As a matter of fact, this is his first game for the season in the tournament, and he hasn't covered himself in any sort of glory because two noughts, or 2 ducks as they say, and had we had the little duck, he would have escorted him off the field, and he didn't pick up a wicket in his 12 overs, so I think Imran Khan, and he's what, 36, 37 now. So I think it could very well be, Imran Khan on his way out. But it's now 115 for 7. So in fact, Trinidad Tobago Red Force, they're 8 for 7. It's not very good news for them. And this is after coming off a pretty good win against the Volcanoes and the Pride, losing to the Harpy Eagles. So I suppose if you had to take a small wager, you would have said, well, the Red Force might just, do it here against the Barbados Pride. But credit to the Pride. I think they've played very good cricket from ball 1. Because when Holder got Mohan in that the only thing they did not win is the toss. And as it turned out, it's probably a blessing in disguise because Craig Braffett had said that had he won the toss, they would have batted as well. So it's turned out to be a blessing in disguise that they lost the toss because since then, they've been on the front foot.
And And the front foot they have been indeed.
I think the only time, in my view, that the Red Force more or less came back into the game slightly was on the first day when they had them 99 for 4. Yeah, going into the second day, they were 99 for 4, and you figured, well, again, if the Red Force can pick up a couple quick wickets and peg them back to say maybe 120 for 6, the game could swing either way. But that wonderful partnership between Drakes and Wickham changed that. Well, Brian Charles has an almighty swing. Nothing's wrong with that because it was given a little bit of air. The only thing is he should have been looking to go over cover more than swinging across the line, because Warwickon is spinning the ball away from the right-handed Charles. He's getting some turn. The ball that got De Silva, I don't want to blame him too much. I just felt he was just sticking the bat out of it, and it just spun and he took the outside edge. And I certainly thought that he should have, knowing that the ball is spinning, maybe have just tucked the bat inside of the pad and allowed it to spin away. But that's all history. The end of the over, the Red Force, 115 for 7.
Yeah, good bowling again there by Jamel Warwickon. As he's brought up his 5-wicket haul in this innings, he's now have some 5 for 22 off 16 overs. So he's really pulled things for the Barbados Pride his way, and he's done it for them to be picking up some 3 wickets this morning to add, to what we had overnight, and really, really put the pressure on this Trinidad and Tobago Red Force team. But good bowling so far by Jamel Warwickon, ably supported by Jason Holder. He's picked up a wicket as well, and as you rightfully said, the lead is only 8 runs, so 8 runs for 7 wickets.
Yeah, and credit to Warwickon. He's having a really wonderful season. That's 29 wickets now that he's taking for the tournament. And when you look back at his figures, he started this innings having bowled 162.4 overs and just conceding 398 runs. His average before the start of this game, he was averaging 16.
So what's also good about the Pride team, Colin, is if you remember, Warwickon, he only delivered 2 overs
in the first innings. That's right.
This game.
Yeah.
So 2
overs for 3 runs. So I took that into account with his calculation because he's 162.4 overs before this innings, and it's been a really superb performance from him. He's looked the part. What I like about him is his variation. He's getting some turn. He's really bowling very, very well indeed. And as you rightly said, ably supported by Jason Holder. And I was saying at the back of the box, Andy, I was talking to Ian, I was saying, well, at the start of play when both De Silva and Django, they were negotiating, yes, they were looking a little comfortable because De Silva was playing some shots and Django was, batting very, applying himself nicely. And I was saying to him, I'm not too sure if I would have started Warwickon from the Brian Lara Pavilion end. I would have given Jason Holder a few overs from the Jerry Gomez Media Center, Willie Rodriguez end, and then switch. But I would have started with Shim Holder at the Brian Lara Pavilion end. But so when things, as a captain, when things work out for you, you're really happy. You because obviously the plan was to get Holder in early. Hope he gets a couple wickets, put some pressure with Warwickon on, because really and truly, when you looked at Django and De Silva, with only really Webster in terms to follow, that was the crucial partnership. And somebody was telling me over in the pavilion before I came over that they needed Django and De Silva to bat the first hour. And I said, no, they need them to bat until lunch. And because really, even though Webster got 100 in the previous game, this is a different proposition. This is a different bowling attack. You're talking test players here. Jason Holder, Warwickon. And you got to survive that. You got to have skill. You got to have application, discipline, all the right attributes. And I figured the 2 players that most suited that and to to sort of dent the Barbados Pride attack and of the two test bowlers would have been Jangu and De Silva. And I must admit, they looked good for the first 20 minutes or so, and then it all went wrong.
Yep. And on the back end of that, you would think that
Well, another wicket, he's taken the catch. Well, he was juggling with it, and he finally held on to it. I'm not sure who's at first
I
slip.
think it looks
Is it
like Shem Holder.
Shem Holder? Yeah, he juggled with it about 3 or 4 times, and then he fell down with the ball on top of his chest, and he held on to it gleefully. But Carey Pair goes for 4, driving at Holder outside the line of the off stump. And it's what, 115 now for 8.
Again there, Colin, as you saw that perseverance by Jason Holder just on the corner, down that off step. And Kerry Pierre, who was very inept to defend before, this time he had a drive at this one. He had a drive at this one, and the edge was found and taken by Shem Holder, albeit a juggle like the circus, but he took it in the end. So,
Yeah.
further trouble for the Trinidad and Tobago Royal Force.
Yeah, I thought he would have. I thought he would have floored it at the end because he juggled with it about 2 or 3 times, or I should say 3 or 4 times. But in falling over, he held on to it on his chest, which helped him, and it because it didn't go forward or to the right or left, it just bobbled up in the air. So it gave him the opportunity to grab hold of it again. So just about 45 minutes of play gone. And well, Andy, I don't think you're gonna have much problem with transport today, because the way this is this is looking, we may not even go until lunch. I hope we get lunch.
Well,
I tell you, it's really a truly inept batting display again from the Red Force. I think it's even worse than the first innings.
so far this morning, they've lost some 5 wickets for 15 runs. So, and they only, like you said, 45 minutes of play is gone. So the Barbados Pride, they've really dented the spirits of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. And if you said rightfully, if there was any chance of the pair batting that first hour or to lunch, as you said, that went after the first 20 minutes when they lost the wicket of their captain, De Silva. But good bowling, as we continue to say, by the Barbados Pride. Warwick and Holder, they really put the brakes down on the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force.
And Anderson Phillip has come out, but he's at the non-strikers end because the over has come to an end. And it means that Brian Charles is going to take strike. And they're going to get a single. So a precious run here for the Red Force.
Yep.
The lead goes up to 9.
I don't think they'll be too perturbed about that single, the Pride team, because as Charles, he seems like he's intent to get off the Warwick in a bit, and rightfully so. But let's see, he brought the new batsman in Anderson Phillips into bat, as you see. Warwick making some adjustments to his field. He's asked the man at the mid-on area to just take a few paces back, 3/4 away from the boundary, as he'll be bowling to Anderson Phillips for the first time.
Well, Anderson Phillip driving at this outside the line of the off stump. All just spinning away. Well, the ball has rolled on to the stumps. Well. He just played forward, Anderson Phillip, and the ball just rolled right back and hit the stumps. Well, I tell you, they're finding ways now of getting out, the Trinidad Tobago Red Force players. Well, I mean, that is incredible. I can't believe, and he just stood there and watched it roll back on this. It's almost laughable. I just need to have a look at that again. So 16 runs have fallen. So he plays forward. The ball rolls behind him. By the time Anderson Phillip knew what was happening, it hit the stumps. So He goes. Anderson Phillip bowled for naught.
So yeah,
And
just
Warwick on 6 wickets now. It's so 16 runs have been added. 6 wickets have fallen.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
And we're still within the first hour of the morning, third day's play. So, like
Well,
you
Andy, you have an off day tomorrow. You golfing? And as a matter, you have an off day this afternoon and tomorrow morning.
I can get up to Mocha this afternoon.
You can get up to go Mocha this afternoon. No problem with that. As a matter of fact, you have quite a few hours of golfing today.
Indeed, indeed.
No, it's been. I mean, we're joking and smiling, but I'm disappointed in the perform. And I'm not taking anything away from the bowling of Warwick and Holder. They've bowled very well this morning, but it's sad to me that the Red Force players have just resigned themselves, it appears, to defeat. They no fight, no. It's really not a great display today, and they've got to do some serious soul searching. Thankfully, they've got a break for the next 2 rounds, but they've got to do some serious soul searching on their performance.
Indeed. And as we continue to speak, we saw a few batsmen again getting into the 30s in this or cricket championship. But you want to see that appetite for bigger scores and carry on. When you're in, you got to carry on. And that's where we are failing a little bit there, Colin. So, as disappointed as you are with your team.
Jaden Seals is going to get a boundary. So the Red Force, they go up to 120 for 9 as Jaden Seals decides that ball may be spinning into him slightly, so he just went with the turn.
Yep.
He doesn't have now to play for anybody at the next end. He can bat freely.
Just add to his tallies. But yeah, we want to see our premier batters as they get in these starts to go on, and get the half centuries and the centuries. But that's what's going to make our cricket good. You're getting to 30 and then you're getting out soft.
He's swinging again. So Jaden Seals has said, well, listen, he's now could be the 4th top scorer in the innings. With that, 2 back-to-back boundaries, went 124 now for 9. And Jason Holder is going to continue. He's got 3 wickets and Warwick on 6. Devils in the pitch, Andy. It's a big turner and turning square and balls keeping low. What is it? Just bad bat? I mean, good bowling, but application-wise?
Application of the batters, you just going to see. I don't think the pitch is offered that much trouble. If you applied yourself, you get the odd ball that was staying a bit low. It's turning, but it's turning a little bit slow. You've seen a little bit of swing with a newer ball. But it's, again, that application that we were speaking about. You get in, you carry on. I thought Jangle, he batted very good in the first innings. He showed good application. It was unfortunate that he couldn't get his century, but that was the application that was required for some more of the batters in this game.
Holder starts a new over. And Charles hit on the pad and he's gone. So it's the end of the innings here. The Red Force all out for 124. Jaden Seals would be disappointed because he's left not out on 8. And Charles goes LBW. Jason Holder, he's picked up his 4th wicket without scoring. 124 all out. A really disappointing display from the Red Force. And it means that the Barbados Pride, they've got 18 runs to make to win this game. An hour and 10 minutes before lunch on day 3.
Yep. Who would have imagined that you would come here this morning to see them losing some 7 wickets within the first 50 minutes of play? But good bowling again, as we would say by the Barbados Pride. Jamel Woykin, he led the way admirably. He took up, he had 6 wickets, also well supported there by Jason Holder. So good performance that by the Pride. As surprised as we are to see it happen, I don't think it was very, very good batting by the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force.
It was not a great display at all. They started well. The first 15 minutes where Joshua Da Silva and Amir Jangu was pushing around, and and then all of a sudden, from 107 for three, they went to 107 for five, and then it was 111 for six, 115 for seven, 115 for eight, 116 for nine, 124 all out. So 17 runs basically added when they got to 107 for three, 17 runs and 7 wickets going down. Incredible. Really bad cricket on the part of the Red Force batsmen. And I don't know if you have the full scorecard, and if you wanna call it out. And
Yeah, I'll call it out.
yeah,
And just,
because
just
not great reading, or not good listening, should I say, for the fans from Trinidad and Tobago Red Force.
all the three batsmen managing to get into double figures in this innings. But if we start from the top, we had Keon Otley. He was caught McCaskey ball Warwick for 39. Mohan, he went for four, leg before wicket to Jason Holder. Django this morning, he also went leg before wicket to Jason Holder for 35. Mohammed overnight, he was bowled by Warwick for two. De Silva this morning, he was caught. Wicketkeeper Dowridge bowled Warwick for 23. And then it went all downhill there. Colin Tion Webster, leg before wicket to Jamal Warwick without scoring. Imran Khan caught McCaskey bowled Warwick without scoring. Kerry Pierre caught Wickham. The catch was taken by Wickham at slip. He was caught Wickham, bowled Jason Holder for four. Brian Charles, leg before wicket to Jason Holder for one. And Anderson Phillips, bowled by Jamal Warwick without scoring. Jaden Seas left not out on 8. That's the scorecard. For the bowling for the Pride, he had Jason Holder. He bowled some 12.1 overs. He picked up 4 for 23. McAllister, he bowled 5 overs. He went wicketless for 19 runs. So did Shaquille Cumberbatch. He was wicketless, 4 overs for 16 runs. But the star, Jamel Warwick, he bowled some 17 overs. He had 7 maidens. He picked up 6 wickets for 31 runs. And Shem Holder, the off-spinner, he bowled 8 overs yesterday. He had no wickets, and he conceded 29 runs. So a good bowling effort, you must say, by the experienced pair of Jason Holder and Jamel Warwick. They took all the wickets between the two of them. Warwick again, 17 overs, some 7 maidens, 6 for 31.
Yeah, and the star of the show, he bowled well. Even yesterday, he picked up the wicket of Keon Otley yesterday, and Jason Mohammed. So it started yesterday with him, and you knew the Trinidad Tobago Red Force, at any team meeting, they would have sat down, and the discussion would have been, how are they going to deal with Warwick and Jason Holder? You know what Jason Holder is going to offer. He's going to bowl line, he's going to bowl length, he's going to take the ball away from the right hand, he's going to bring the one back. And then Warwick, you knew the pitch was taken, based on carry pair, you knew the ball would have taken a little bit of spin, the pitch would have been taking some spin. So all of these things you needed to sit down and work out. And for them to come here today and put on a display like that, it is not, it's really, to me, sad more than anything else. But the pitch is being rolled at the moment, and the Barbados Pride, they have 18 runs to make for victory. So we're going to take a break and come back for the Pride's innings. Well, here's the first ball from Jaden Seals to Craig Brathwaite. With, remember, just 18 runs is the target for Barbados Pride to take this game outright. And you can see them, they're not messing around by sending two batsmen other than the openers to knock off these 18 runs. I'm sure Brathwaite would have been hoping for at least 80 or 90 so he could get a little knock. But 18 runs to get, it's been truly a poor display of batting. But I'm not going to harp on that anymore. It's done, dusted. And as they 1 run, so they've just 17 now to get. Not sure how they got that run because the man is at a mid-off position. Anderson Phillip, maybe he was taking a little bit of a snooze because I think if you're at mid-off, you're there to stop the single.
Yeah, he got caught a little bit napping there. Craig Brathwaite, he recognized, and he called McCaskey through for the single. In the end, it was comfortably taken, so no alarms whatsoever there.
Well, it sums up the performance because, you know, you've got 18 to win. Well, make them at least work for the 18 runs. That's a lovely shot. And man at cover, Webster, not fielding it cleanly. And they pick up another run, so 2 without loss. So Jaden Seals, this is his last game for the Red Force, as we said yesterday, and he's off to Sussex in the county circuit, which should do him good.
Yep.
Just worried about his workload. Got to be careful with that.
Good opportunity for Seals. Like we said, coming back off injury, but to be exposed, you know, to the conditions there prior to what could be a good test tour for the West Indies. And rightfully so, you said for him to manage his workload. But you've heard Keswick speaking about, you know, getting to the UK early and acclimatizing to the conditions for some of our players. And Jaden sees he's one such player. As I said, there's no selection of a squad as yet, but certainly I would imagine that this young man should be there or thereabout. Because, as you said, he's not on the trials per se. It should be pretty much more about his fitness and where he's come off of that injury.
Yeah, I remember years ago speaking to one of the fast bowlers who was on the county circuit, and he was saying that these guys they don't care about you. You know, you're there to bowl, and you're there to bowl 6 days a week. You got to bowl 6 days a week, and you know, and you're being paid. So it's that was his feeling that you know, yes, he was being paid, but you know, at the end of the day, he just had to work the 6 days and was expected to bowl at 90 miles an hour every day for the 6 days, because they would play 3-day games, and then on the weekend they would play what they used to call Sunday League. So it was a lot of cricket. And the thing about it too was the travelling. The end of the over from Seals, the end of his over, pretty good over, just 2 runs coming from it. Yeah, and the travelling, so you say you're playing for Middlesex in London, and you have to play Yorkshire, and you're heading up that way, which would be maybe a 2 and 3 hour drive in some cases. And then you check into a hotel, probably practice the day before the game, and then you have a 3-day game, and then you, at the end of the game on the 3rd day, you're back down to London, or you may have to travel to Swansea for the next game.
Glamorgan.
It's been tough, yeah, to Glamorgan. It's tough being on that county circuit. Well, Carrie Pear is going to open the bowling, so no surprise in a way, because the pitch is taking a little bit of turn. And Carrie Pear is going to be operating to McCaskey. He picked up the wicket of McCaskey in the first innings when caught by Brian Charles at slip, when McCaskey had got to 46. He drives, but it's not going to pick up a run, as that ball was played firmly out there to cover. That's a good delivery from Carey Pear.
Yeah, and Pierre, he would have been the pick of the bowlers in the first innings for the Trinidad Tobago Red Force. He would have picked up some 3 overs with 54 runs. He would have also bowled, 28 overs, but you see him veering his pace, just taking a little bit off of that one and bowling it a little wider. McCaskey having to put a bit more in his stride to play that one.
Loud appeal goes up, and he's gone. So, McCaskey just I didn't think he was stretching all that way forward. And we'll have a look at it. Andy?
Yeah, good decision in my view from umpire maybe Duguid. Think it was pretty straight if you're looking at it. I'm not sure if he thought he would have gotten outside the line. I saw him give a little bit of gesture as if to have that inside edge, but we don't have the technology as we said. If you have a look there, you see him just gesturing as his bat. Maybe he thought he had a little bit of an inside edge onto that one. But Carey Pear, again, continues to be the bowler for the Red Force. He picked up 1 wicket, so 2 for 1, chasing a total of 18.
Yeah, it's. I tell you what, I know it's only the first wicket, but it just your mind just starts to go. Had the Red Force got a lead about 150 or thereabouts, how difficult it might have been for the Pride. But with 18 runs on the board, you can almost close your eye and get these 18 runs. But I tell you what, it's been interesting, 2 or 3 quick wickets, and they're suddenly 2 for 3. Not that they're not going to make 18 runs. I mean, I think if I go on bat now, Andy, with you, I think we can get the 18 runs somehow. Even if it's out through the edges, through an edge here and an edge there, and a leg by here. And even if we have to stay till tea time to get the 18 runs, we'll get it.
Well, it's referring into the wicket. We'll see what his approach is going to be. Is it going to be a little bit more of aggression than to what he showed in the first innings, or if he's just going to, feel some into the middle? But it's Carey Pear who's picked up yet another wicket in this game.
Well, that's a really good delivery. He's gone! Well, I was about to say that's a really good delivery. Seemed to be maybe, I thought it went with the arm a little bit. It didn't seem to spin it. And Raymond Reefer was beaten all ends up. First ball he goes. And what's happening here? This pitch is totally deteriorated because it's 2 for 2. Reefer goes first ball.
Yep.
LBW to Carey Pear.
Yeah, no, he's found himself the second leg before decision in this game. Raymond Reefer. He's not very happy with that one, but the umpire Duguid, he thought it was adjacent, and Reefer's got to go. But what a delivery by Carey Pear. So Reefer trying to get forward to that one. Seems to just left the outside of the bat and cannon into the pads. And what a good start for this spell there by young Carey Pear.
Yeah, he's got 5 wickets so far for the game. He started, as we said, with 14 wickets in the tournament. So he's gone up now to 19 wickets. It's been a good game for him, Carey Pear. 3 in the first innings, and now he's got 2 for none from 5 deliveries.
So we've now had some 9 wickets to fall this morning here, Colin. And as you say, where are the Devils in this pitch? Only 26 runs scored all day for
and
some 9 wickets.
9 wickets, 26 for 9. That's incredible. I mean, who would have written that script? I don't think any of us would have written that script. But it just goes to show that the glorious uncertainties of this game.
Indeed. As Josh Drates, he's come to the middle. Pear, he's on a hat trick. You've seen a little bit of reinforcement to the slip cordon.
Yeah, I would have put a forward short leg because he's on a hat trick as well. Yeah. Drake's long forward. And what a good over from Pear. A wicket or wickets maiden, you have to say, because he picked up 2 wickets back to back. McCaskey and Raymond Reefer both went LBW. And interesting from Carrie Pear. So they're making Barbados work for the 18 runs because Jaden Seals is going to continue from the Brian Lara Pavilion end.
Yep.
And you just can't help. And I have to say it again, Andy. 150 would have been interesting, but we'll never know.
You never know. Yeah, so good double wicket maiden by Kerry Pierre. As the producer, Ian would have asked for, show some fight chasing these 18 runs. So get some wickets. You might not win the game, but just put them under some pressure. And so far, Kerry Pierre, he's done just that. He's taken 2 wickets in his first over.
So Craig Brathwaite is going to push around. He's gonna get them in singles.
Are you a bit surprised that he would have that point man on the boundary? Just 18 runs.
Yeah, well, I think he's just trying to. How should I put it? He's looking to make the 18 runs take as long as possible. Maybe just not wanting to give away the boundaries. And I'm not too because he's brought in the man now to a point position. So I think it's just maybe he knows Craig Brathwaite is strong. Oh, that's an edge, and that's going to run away for 4. There's no third man. Yeah, I think he's just a little concerned with the ball outside the off stump, and Brathwaite is one of his strengths is playing that square on the offside. But Drakes gets an outside edge all along the ground. And there's no third man, so it's 4 runs.
Yep. Still a little bit surprising for me in that with 18 runs, you want the batters to work as hard for each of these 18 runs, but to be given an easy single to that point, I mean, for someone to get away or strike, that's just another run.
Yeah, I hear you. But, I don't seriously have a problem.
I don't think we're going to win with 18 runs. So, it's just,
I'm just saying, look, you know what? Work. Yeah, you get a single, but you're not going to get an easy boundary. Yeah. So, it can work for you. It works against you.
For me, this is a better fee. He's now added 3 slips in the gully to Drakes, and that ball is just moving away from the off stump. But I think this is the type of feel with But I guess, like you said, it's horses for courses. So.
Yeah, and I think that he knows Brathwaite. He knows the strength of Craig Brathwaite. He likes to play that square drive, either on the back foot or on the front foot. He opens the face of the bat. So I suppose you can say, you know what, we're not going to give him an easy boundary here. Yes, he's going to get the single, but at least we're going to prolong the Barbados Pride getting the 18 runs. They're appealing for everything now, the red 4s. And you can't give them wrong, but that was clearly going down the leg side as Drakes was looking to whip it away.
I think Seals got lucky because he just needed a bit of bat on that one.
Yep.
Because it was full and down the leg side.
And there's only you look at the field, there's a 7-2 field, and the 2 men on the onside, there's a wideish mid-on and a man down at fine leg. So anything square, if he gets it square, backward of square, you would think the man at fine leg wouldn't be able to get around in time.
Yeah, so he really got away with that one.
That's a good delivery coming back at Drakes, but I thought it came back just maybe after passing the stumps.
Yep.
But a really good delivery from Jaden Seals.
But what I could say for Seals is like ever since that first spell in the first innings, everything after that, he seems to have put in a lot more effort into his bowling, and you saw the purpose. He got wickets, and it was very good to see him running in. Jaden Seals. He picked up 2 in the first innings, but the wicket of Brathwaite when he came in for that second spell, from that the Barbados Pavilion in, and then ever since after that, Colin, you've been seeing a lot more from the young man.
That's a little too wide of the off stump. The end of the over, so just 5 runs coming in the over, and 4 of them off the outside edge from Drake's. So it's been another good over. He's completed his 2 overs, none for 7. No doubt Carey Pear is going to continue. His first over, he had 2 wickets, didn't concede a run. So he's going to be bowling to Craig Brathwaite, he's not bowled to Brathwaite yet for this innings. So it's going to be interesting how Brathwaite decides to handle him. But yeah, Seals has bowled well. You know, he's a real trier, isn't he? Never seems to give up. So Carey Pear is going to bowl to Brathwaite for the first time. There's a slip on a leg slip in place. And there's what, 1, 2, 3, 5 men on the offside, 4 on the on. So the amount of good left arm spinners we have, Andy, in the region, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, because Carey Pear must be, I would think, about 5th in line to get into a West Indies team. And this is a man who's got 19 wickets.
You would think that Moti, he's taken the lead
Yep.
in
Then
this.
there's Akil Hussain, that is the preferred choice when it comes to white ball cricket. You've got Warwickon, who I think they would look at for Test cricket.
It wasn't a long time ago when for Sami Pamal, he has been around the team.
Yeah. They're going to get 2 runs here. Yeah, and you have, we talk Moti, we talk Pamal. Then you have Hussain and Pear from Trinidad. You've got Warwickon from the Pride. And there's this guy from the Leewards. Is it Durham?
Durham is correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's another one.
And he's also got young Joshua Bishop from the academy.
That's right.
From
Yep.
Barbados as well. And he's been picking up some wickets so far.
Yeah. So
So
there are quite a number of left-arm orthodox spinners. What I'm yearning for is a little bit more the leg spinner and a back of the hand unorthodox spinner. Haven't seen many of those around. And there's Shamsi from South Africa. And but in terms of the West Indies, probably David Mohammed
I think
was the last of the Mohicans. And before him there was Inchanali. But we haven't seen very many of them. Of course, both of them came from Trinidad and Tobago. The end of the over from Carey Pear, just 2 runs coming from it. So it's 9 for 2 now. The Pride going after 18 to win. So they're halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I just thought we you know, I know they're encouraging a lot of the fast bowlers, but I think we're starting to get there. Now we need to start to look at the back of the hand spinners. You know, can we produce more back of the hand spinners of quality?
But there have been a few leg spinners that have been coming to the fore in recent times. You have your guy from here, Yannick Correa.
Yeah.
In the white ball, pretty much more. You had Hayden Walsh Jr. He's been around. And
Yeah, he's been white ball.
And there are 2 young players coming to mind in terms of that art. And this guy from Jamaica, Man Singh.
Oh yeah.
And there's a young guy from Barbados. He's now representing the CCC team.
I'll tell you something. Here is Jaden Seals starting a new over to Drake's.
Guy by the name of Zishan Tara.
Yeah. I've heard of that. I've heard of that name. I would want them to be playing at this level and picking up, say, 25 wickets or thereabouts. That's when I will say, hey, we've starting to produce a good leg spinner, you know. But when you're playing at this level, if you're only going to get 8 and 9 wickets, I'm certainly not going to look at you, because if you're not going to pick up 25, 30 wickets at this level in this thing, how are you in this type of competition? Yeah. How are you going to go into the international arena and get the wickets? It's just like making hundreds. If you can't make hundreds at regional level, you're not going to make it at international level. So And I mean, Warwick, for example, he's showing the way. As I said, he's already picked up 30 wickets for the tournament, and that's, you expect that if you're going to look to come out of regional cricket to go into international cricket. And I'm not going to say for 1 minute that that's a bad delivery, because there's no mid-wicket, and if you're going to put the ball there, Mr. Seals, you're going to give away a couple of runs, which he has done.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I'm not saying for 1 minute that Warwick will go into international cricket and suddenly pick up 3 and 4 wickets every time he bowls. But at least he's setting the bar for a certain standard for the other spinners. So 11 now for 2, just 7 runs away from victory, the Barbados Pride.
Colin, are there any young leg spinners in the leagues over here outside of Korea that you can think about?
Yeah. There are 1 or 2. There's a young man who I liked. He was at Queen's Park many years ago as a youngster, and a lad called Samir Ali. I think he's with Central Sports now. I'm not 100% sure who he's playing with now. But I looked at him maybe as a 15-year-old, and I remember coming to park my car one day in the car park, and I saw this little fella. Anybody, a young guy I see bowling leg spin or back of the hand, I suddenly stop and go to see what they're doing. And I looked at him in the nets, and at the time, David Furlong, who is the national coach now, was coaching Queen's Park at the time. And I went up to the nets and I said, who's the young man? He told me his name, and I said, listen. So I shouted out to him, bowl a googly now. And he ran up and he bowled a googly, and I was pretty impressed with him. But there's can't think of many at this point in time, and I'm sure there is, but I just none really stands out at this point in time. Imran Khan is still playing, and he is 36, 37, playing for Central Sports. And he's picking up wickets at that level still. And that's why he's been called to the Trinidad Tobago team. So there are not many of them around. Oh, he's edged out, dropping just short. Just short there of Mohan at second slip.
But a little bit of a loose drive by Drates. It's lucky that one didn't carry through to Mohan. But good ball in there by Seas. You can see him just being thoughtful. He bowled a few balls back into Drates in this over, but then he's also taken a few away, and Drates just pushing at that one and taking the edge, but didn't carry to the second slip area. So at the end of the over, the score is 11 for 2. The Pride just need another 6 runs, sorry, to have this one wrapped up in the bag.
Carrie Pierce starts a new over. And they're going to pick up an easy single. Just that line. He needs to get back on the off stump.
Not a good delivery there by Pierre. Straight's just playing it down to the mid-wicket area. Saw Drates SCN a big shot. He's going for the drive. For that one going to make the boundary? No.
A little bit of football there. Footballing skills exhibited by Imran Khan. And I think they're only picking up 2 runs. So just 1 hit away now, the Barbados Pride, from victory. 14 for 2. I'm sure Brathwaite and Drakes would have liked to be there for a little longer and maybe chasing, say, 40 or 50 instead. They would have got a good knock. Wow, that beats. He was looking to cut. Thought that delivery was a little too close to him for the shot.
I just think the management team just want the result.
Yeah, yes.
Vasper, Drayson, Ryan Hines, and Cole. They
That-
just
that-
saying, let's get the points in the bag.
Yeah, and then go in the nets if you want.
If you want to hit some balls, we can throw down some for you in the net. Let's get the result.
Drakes drives, they go through for a quick single, and he hits the stumps, but that's good running on the part of Drakes. He called early for the... No, there is Jason Mohammed. He thought he had him because Jason Mohammed was starting to run towards mid-off, but give Drakes credit. As he hit it, he called early for the single, and Mohammed, it would have been a really strong throw. When I say strong, meaning to get to the ball, get it in quickly, before Drakes was in, but he was very much in, and they got the run. So 15 for 2 at the end of the over, and Carrie Pear, 3 overs, 2 for 6.
Yep. It's good
And
running there by Dritz. Called early.
And I think
responded.
I was not about to say, Andy, and sorry to interrupt you, but it seems Imran Khan is going to get a bowl, and so it's could be his final throw of the dice in regional cricket, because I can't see him, based on his performance, playing in the other games. But who knows? If there's no able replacement, and I'm not going on his age here at all. I mean, I'm going just on if there's no able replacement for him, then he's got to play, and especially if he's performing at club level. Drakes backs away. I think he would want. He didn't get wickets in the first innings, but he would desperately look at least to get 1 wicket now. And that kept low, and they go through for another single down to Seals. That kept very low. So 16 now for 2. And we see Joshua De Silva just calling in the backward square leg, because just 2 runs to win. You may as well try to save the single. Let him go over the top. And Brathwaite is cutting, but straight to Mohammed there at backward point. That's well bowled. Giving a little bit of air, and Brathwaite not using his feet, opting to play from the crease. So it's been not a bad over so far from Khan. Another good delivery.
Yep, still 1 delivery left in this over. He would want to finish out the overs to make sure, he don't want the runs to be scored.
Come off of him. Yes, I agree with you. The on drives, but this time Seals has come in a little much closer at mid-on. So you could see Brathwaite, he started to go down the track and then realize, hey, Seals has come in at mid-on, and good sense prevailed, and they decided against going for the run. So the end of the over, Imran Khan, just say 1 over, 1 run coming from it. Carrie Pear is going to get another over.
Yep, I just was sick to you, Colin, but you saw the intensity, as Kesrick mentioned this morning, by Vasper Drayson and Ryan Hines and the coaching team out there for the Barbados Pride. You saw a lot of eagerness out there. So good performance there. Let's give kudos to the coaching staff, the management staff. Hendy Brooms, the chairman of the selectors, he's here. He'll be happy. So just 2 runs away now from what will be an emphatic victory for the Barbados Pride after what they've done this morning in that first hour.
Well, Drake slamming him straight back overhead. That's 4 runs. That's the end of the game. 20 for 2. Barbados Pride winning here very comfortably by 8 wickets.
Yep, good win there by the Pride team, as I was just commenting on the job that they've done. So it's a good team performance, good all-round performance, if I must say. If you remember, good batting in that first innings, a good partnership between Drakes and Wickham. That kind of propelled yesterday morning where this game was heading. As I said, yesterday was going to be moving day, and the boys, they certainly did move the game along there, put the Barbados Pride in a good position for the likes of Orkin and Jason Holder to finish it up this morning.
Well, Andy, I was just going to mention really the points standings. I mean, before this game started, Windward Islands, the Volcanoes had 66.4 points. The Hurricanes, Leeward Islands Hurricanes, 64.2. Scorpions, 50.2. The Barbados Pride, 48.2. Trinidad Tobago Red Force, 47.2. Ghana Harpy Eagles, 46.2. So it appears, well, the win with Barbados will propel them, certainly, maybe past Volcanoes. We'll have to wait and see. And the Harpy Eagles as well, they seem to be on the way to victory. So they will be propelled up the ladder. So the last two rounds, we can see a real fight between the Hurricanes, Barbados Pride, and the Harpy Eagles for the championship, which is good. I think Volcanoes, they're falling away slightly. The Scorpions could very well be in it as well if they can produce some kind of performance in this round. I think the Red Force have just counted themselves out. I think they can join the Academy and the CCC in terms of not having a chance to win the championship. But it's shaping up nicely for the final two rounds.
Indeed, as we said, the Pride will be taking on the Leeward Islands, so that should be a good encounter. That could very much determine how this tournament could end up, Colin. But hard loss to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force there. I just want to say, we came here and, as Keswick mentioned, they put themselves in good positions after the last game. The Pride didn't win the last game, but the Red Force did win, and it brought the table into quite of a middle, a tussle. But good win for the Pride, rightfully so. You just called out the standings and where it can go from here on. But at this point, I just want to say thanks, Colin, producer Ian, for having me, and you can have the final words.
Well, I'm not sure if what final words we'll have, except to say congratulations to Barbados Pride on a really excellent 8-wicket victory. It went wrong for them at the start when they lost the toss, but that was all they lost here, because the very first delivery of the game, Jason Holder got the wicket of Mohan, and everything went sort of downhill after that for the Red Force, and everything went uphill for the Barbados Pride, and they really dominated this game. As I said a little earlier, maybe at 99 for 4, the Red Force felt that they were slightly back in it, but day two, everything was taken away from them with some very good batting from the Barbados Pride players. They eventually got to 279 and the lead of 107, and again you felt if the Red Force can bat well in the second innings, then they would maybe see if they can get a target of 150 or so for the Pride to chase, which would have made things interesting. But it never worked out for them. They got to 103, and even at that point, you felt that, hey, if they can get to 200, 210, this could be an interesting game. But it never happened. They lost 7 wickets today for the addition of just 24 runs, which meant that the Barbados Pride had 18 for victory. They lost 2 wickets along the way, getting those 18 runs, but they were never in doubt where this game would go. So that's the situation from us here at the Queen's Park Oval. The game has ended in 2 days and 1 session, and so everybody is now going to be looking to see what we can do tomorrow. Some of us are going to play for Glenora. Some of us are going to put our feet up and look at whatever sport there is on TV. Others are going to work. Andy, I know you may very well head to the golf course. So that's the situation from us here at the Queen's Park Oval on behalf of the entire team. Our wonderful photographer, the man behind the camera, giving us where the batsmen were, Richard Chinfat, and of course our producer. I call him Mr. Ian Wasson, because it's French. It's not Ian Wasson, it's Ian Wasson. And then, of course, Keswick Williams, the Windward Islands limited over specialist. And Andy, it's been great to have you out of Barbados. It's Barbados, that beautiful country. I haven't visited Barbados for a while, but don't worry. I'm going to get there, Dee, and enjoy the beautiful hospitality and the water. So on behalf of the entire team, and again, I'm Colin Murray saying goodbye. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and until next time, it's goodbye from us here at the Queen's Park Oval.